Let me know if you see that.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Yes, it's loading.
you do see it?
I see it.
Yep.
All right. How's the
Yes,
sound? How's your sound?
Okay, let me check.
This don't work.
Hold
Right.
on.
Click. I was trying to edit the stream.
Hold on.
All right. See how I sound.
Let's keep talking.
Yep. Sound is perfect.
Sounds perfect. I'm busy.
Yep.
I know.
All right. Let's
The
get going.
sound is perfect.
It sounds great.
Let's get going. I'm about to look up Facebook Live.
You just elbow grease line. Yeah, just like elbow grease line. See whatever showing up.
All right. So we are live.
Man.
We're live on YouTube. Let me talk live on YouTube.
I'm on YouTube.
Yeah. About to go on Facebook. All right. So posting on Facebook. You can hop on the Facebook on your phone. Then go to the Elbow Live page. You can share it to your timeline too, so people on your timeline see the live. So I'm posting. Just a second. Totally. Are you ready, Todd? We're not. Alright, so hit the go live button.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, right now.
He's got a hip, he's runs right through the fire. You got a sign, the one I'm looking for. You gotta move, off the floor.
See how it's live. Alright, great. Flop the elbow grease. Live, yes. Now, Todd, can you go to your Facebook and go on the Elbow Grease Live page and then share this video to your timeline? I'm actually doing that right now because I posted it right in the Elbow Grease Live page instead of just posting it in my timeline. I think this is not a big mistake. You can see how hopefully we get just a few views. What tonight's show is who taught you how to work. So go on Elbow Grease Live where you should be able to see our live videos.
Bear with us for a second. We got an awesome
Yeah.
Sweet, something like that. Okay, let's see. Okay, share now. So, okay, so let's share it to my timeline.
Allow some more people to get in. That's how you doing? You share it? Okay, so yeah, it should be on our timeline. Yep. Don't share it to yourself, share it to your timeline. It's already on us. Perfect. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
And
Share.
my viewers that's out there, one of you guys hit me up and said that there was a feedback. Could you please let me know if that's on or not? I really appreciate all the help. We really do.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Now I think we do sound good on both platforms. Nah, actually, YouTube, we'll fix that. Uh, yeah. Well, yeah, let's get the party started. Um, Elbow Grease Live tonight's show is Who Taught You How to Work?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
Today's show is inspired by a lot of things, but first I'm gonna let you introduce people to Elbow Grease Live in general. What this show is an American platform built for sharing the stories of the working woman and the working man, the regular folks, the working people. Everybody I know works, and including Ty, including myself. And if you're not working now, you at least have worked. So there's plenty of stories that we have, and this show is about sharing those stories because working comes down deep to the soul, and it's so much part of what we do. It's deep to the soul, and it's a spiritual connection. So doing all of this, it really helps. It helps me every time we have a show and I'm able to talk and get things off my chest. It helps me. It's therapeutic, and the people that come on the show say the same thing, and those who watch it say the same thing as well. So last week our show got about 300-400 concurrent views of people viewing it all at the same time, which is amazing. And I'm really proud of that because we weren't even to get on YouTube. It was just straight from Facebook. So um, I'm here, myself, Tyrone's here, and my partner Tyrone is here, and we are here to talk about work. And tonight's topic is who taught you how to work. Now, before I get into this topic, let me tell you about my week. Oh, let's sit back and tell you a little bit about my week. So, a couple weeks ago, now it's a full 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago. We, when I say we, my wife and I decided to get a divorce. So now, at this point, I'm about the paperwork. I'm like $600 in with no lawyer. It's supposed to be easy breezy, bang bang thing, and it's just a little more difficult than I thought. But it's been about 3 weeks since I left the Philadelphia area, hopped in my car, drove 500 miles to Cincinnati, Ohio, where a lot of my people are and my support system is. And I just packed up all my clothes and my personal belongings, everything I could fit in a Chevy Impala, and I did. Um, I left a good job. I left a car for my ex. I left the furniture. I left the Xbox for the kids. So so I'll start over. All right.
Wait, bro. You left the Xbox?
Yeah, I left the
You're a
Xbox.
good
I didn't
man.
even log out.
You're a good man.
I
Cause I knew
yeah, I did.
there's some of us that wasn't leaving the Xbox.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that
That,
that
that might have been
that,
a
that says a
PlayStation
lot
2.
because right. Because I've been in situations where I left the house before and I took the Xbox, but when it's really done, hey, take everything. Um, so so I told you I left those things at the job. So I'm working part time. I was able to pick up a part time job selling appointments for a marketing company, selling appointments for a roofing company. That's a client of the marketing company. And it's just 4 hours, super easy work, 4 hours a day, 10 to 2. I'm on the phone. It's a real marketing job. It's not really a selling job. It's people never heard of us. I'm cold calling, booking appointments. Yeah, I call about 150 people, and I get shut down by 148 of those people a day. So, but it's easy peasy. As long as I got internet, I could work, and it's so easy. I brought my boy Ty on,
Mm.
and he yeah, Ty don't like to feel bogged down by an employer. So,
Hey,
but I told him about it, and how's it feel?
listen, man. Let me tell you. So, first of all, it's really cool. It's a really cool gig. I really appreciate you for bringing me on. Since we started this show, right? I've been a business owner. I've been working the entrepreneur thing for most of my time in my days. So actually having to clock in and clock out, or even feeling that way, I haven't felt that way because it my experience has made me sick. Literally, I do not like the feeling. I think I need to see someone when I'm in there. It makes me have to go see somebody. I have to go talk to. So,
Right.
but the gig is amazing. If you're not a person that can't handle rejection, I do not suggest
No,
that you do this gig. Okay.
not at all.
Listen, I
It's
have
just
been called. What's really funny? I've been called all kind of shitheads. Um, been told to f off,
oh
and
yeah.
these little old white little old people, right? That sounds like they're old from all walks of life, white, black, and Spanish. They're cussing you out. Okay, do not
Oh yeah.
call my effing. So it's really crazy. But I love the gig. I got on there. I'm fired up because it gives you a sense of it gives you a reality check. It gives you a reality
Hmm.
check of who you are. You're no one special. No one knows you, even though you are famous in your own little bubble. Um, no one knows you enough to know your voice, so you're not special.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So,
Right. You're right.
and this job reminds you of that. And I feel bad for some of the folks because some of the folks do not handle no very well. They get flustered, and I am, it's fun for me. It really is fun for me being
Yeah.
there, and I am having a ball. Like sometimes in between the calls, I got to get myself together because I am laughing. I'm like in tears because I just got cussed out so bad. You know, today was really really funny, man. This guy picks up the phone, right, and then he says, hey, speak no English, speak no English, speak no English, right? So at that point, I'm over it. I'm like, okay, cool, man, no problem, thanks. Sorry about the he goes, watch this. He goes, yeah, sure, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, yeah, you have a great day. I'm like, wait, I don't speak English.
Click.
Like the right
Speaking no
speaking
English
no English, and then
until I get you
and he
off the
says,
phone.
yeah, thank you so much. Have a
Yeah.
nice day. Have a nice day. Thank you for calling.
Right.
Thank you for calling. I'm like, wait, I thought he didn't speak English, and I'm just like, to me, it was the funniest thing that I've heard in a
Yeah.
long
Then he
time.
went back to reading the Webster's dictionary from front to
Absolutely, bro. But
back.
power to you. Thanks for bringing me on. It is amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
really something
man.
else.
It's a cool little gig. Get you, 500, 600 a week, something like that for 4 hours a day is not too bad.
Not too
So,
bad.
uh,
So if you guys need a
yeah,
gig,
yeah,
you're one of those people that can handle no, that can handle rejection. Um, make sure you put your information in below. Our purpose is if anybody needs employment, anybody needs some ideas to make some extra money, extra cash. Me and Leland are out here every day finding places that are hiring, finding places
Oh
that's looking for
yeah.
good people. Because we really, really, really want to help folks. Elbow Grease is about working. So why not
Hmm.
try to provide jobs for people that may need it, or even part-time jobs or gigs or anything like that. So if you're in need for a gig, put your information down below. Only put it in if you hit like and subscribe. If you don't do it, don't
Yeah.
put your
And
information
share.
in.
Yeah.
That is a
Right.
qualifying part on the resume. Must be
Yes.
a
It's
fan.
first part of the application. Yes.
That's the first part. But yeah, go ahead and put that in there. We definitely make sure we look out for you, see the information.
Yeah. And speaking of applications, so yeah, like I said, it's part-time work I've been doing, and it's I'm making maybe a fourth of what I'm used to making. So uh, I'm looking for full-time work. I'm in Cincinnati. I wanted to really, it was my desire, heart's desire to work from home, but I think if I had a little bit more time in my job search, I would find the perfect work from home job. I was looking for software sales. What else is good? Even insurance,
Right.
other work from home opportunities, and which I'll still keep. I think I'm still going to pursue and get my insurance license. But that's really what's been going on this week. And today, I got a great great face-to-face interview and phone call. And your boy got hired. Start work on Monday. I'll be selling ADT home security again, and I was very successful doing that before. This is working for a kind of rival company, still selling ADT,
Brother,
but I'm excited.
man, listen,
I'm jacked up.
hey, bro, congratulations on that gig, man. That is freaking huge, man. Listen,
Yeah.
that is dedication. My man he's been through some trials and tribulations over the last few months. And when I say he picked up and left everything and moved at the drop of a dime, like was not prepared for this, just did it. And he got to where he's going, and he didn't miss it. He hasn't missed a stride. So I am very lucky to have a co-host like you on. Howard, big ups to you. You went out, found gigs, found me a gig. You know, in this Corona time, everybody's taking a hit, and my man is just trucking along. So big shout outs to you, Leland. I really, really appreciate you. You're a big role model and a
Thank
great example for our elbow grease. And congratulations again on that gig, man. That is freaking awesome, dude. Awesome.
And the great thing about it is I don't have to quit the part-time job. It's
Right.
it's really it literally flows me right in from 10 to 2 and then 2 to with this other job it's about 8 o'clock. So that's still that's a good day. I got somebody waiting in the line. I'm going to bring him on. My boy Drew. He is a marketing guru, and I want him to talk to the people. See, hey Drew, can you hear us?
How you doing?
Hey,
I'm doing well.
Drew, my man.
Drew Thomas. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I actually had your you up live on YouTube, so there's
Okay.
a little feedback, so I had to pause the YouTube.
Okay. Appreciate that. So tell the world your name, where you're from, and what do you do for work?
Well, my name's Drew Thomas. I'm here in Cincinnati. I'm down here near Findlay Market right now. Originally from Findlay Market. Originally from Fairfield, Ohio, a little bit further up north. Right now, just doing the whole work from home thing.
Nice.
Lucky enough that I was able to still work remote.
Nice. So what is the work from home thing for you specifically? What type of work do you do?
Well, I used to be in sales, like you and me used to work
Yeah.
at a marketing company back in the day.
Yeah.
But now I'm in retention, where pretty much we're the sales guys, they do the razzle dazzle type of thing, and then I make sure that they stay with the company.
Okay.
You
So
know,
you're saving the dude. Saving. Right. I was with a company, they used to call your position the hero.
right.
Yeah, you're in trouble as a salesperson. You're getting hit. You're about to get kicked out of the house, and they get the hero on the phone.
Right. Now they call us customer success managers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they call them now.
Customer
Yeah.
success. Okay.
But also, I have my home set up right here, and I actually spend like a lot of my time, do the 8 hours a day, and then I try to spend another 4 hours a day working on my own side business there.
Yeah, please promote and tell the people what your business is.
Well, I've been in marketing for a long time, worked at a few different marketing firms too. Me and Leland work together. So I figured once I got out of sales and I have more time working from home, might as well start my own marketing agency myself.
Right.
Nice.
It's called Real Digital Marketing Team. A lot of people call it Real DMT. Also those are my initials there. You can find us on Facebook, Real Digital Marketing Team, Instagram, Twitter, Real DMT Co. You'll be able to find us there too.
Real DMT Co.
Yeah,
wow, that's
huge.
Okay.
Big time.
Okay, so we're gonna put that in the description. Make sure. And
Yeah, we
especially
just
for the
launched
video.
recently. Yeah.
Okay. So do you have partners, or you said we, or is it just you?
Well, I go with digital marketing team. It is just me. I'm
Sure.
doing like a thing called white labeling, where we work with a vendor right now. And then when my clients sign onto the platform, things of that nature, it's just branded with my logo and things of that nature.
Okay.
So I have a team, but they're like, third party.
Cool, man.
Okay.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Okay. Any particular clients you're looking to work with or are working with, a particular industry?
Well, you know how we used to focus on local businesses, and those are the ones that mainly are hit now. I know in the future restaurants are going to be dying to get business people back in their doors, so things of that nature. So starting to pound the pavement on things of that nature. And you also know the go-tos, doctors' offices, dentists, contractors, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Trying to go for that local business aspect.
Right.
Right. And I'm gonna let you get to the topic of the show without. I will tell a story about this company that we work with. Is it all right if I say the name, or is it non-competes involved? Or
Hey man, go for it. Yeah, we
okay,
yeah,
okay.
go
All
for
right.
it.
So the company was called Local Vox, and
Yeah.
and it actually had like 3 names, but Local Vox or Vivio or something like that. So we sold SEO marketing to small businesses and paid advertising. To basically small businesses, helping them getting seen on Google. And the master company above us, or that owned us, was like 100-year-old newspaper company, right?
Cool.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So they, there's some people that have been there a long time selling papers or selling advertisement. No, not newspaper. I'm sorry.
Phone book.
Phone books. Yeah.
Right. It was a
Selling
phone book.
advertisements in
phone
the
books.
phone book.
Right.
So a lot of the salespeople we worked with, especially the older guys, have been there, and girls have been there for 20 years. 20 and 30 years, they were there in the good days, where it would cost like a law firm thousands of dollars to be in the phone book, and that's where you had to be to advertise your business.
Right.
Well,
Absolutely.
Of course, the market is shifting, and now the top of Google is now the phone book.
When was the last time you actually saw a phone book?
I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those people that were there for 20 or 30 years, they had it made because they were transitioning people from the phone book to those digital products. So they had it made in the
Right.
shade.
Right.
Yeah. And we were some brand new folks that just came in for the Local Vox. But with digital marketing, there's not a lot of capital you need to start a company, right?
Right.
Correct. Yeah, correct. You just have to know what you're talking about.
Exactly. So it's just so much more competition. And I remember I was only with the company for 6 months. I came in.
It was only
I had
6
some-
months?
Yeah, I had some early success. I think like my first 2 months, I hit my quota.
Yeah.
Then our boss, he was leaving to another company. Then so our boss's boss started managing us. Then all of a sudden he started putting I was having like, it was one of those jobs where you get 1 sale a week. They were jumping up and down, right?
Right. Yeah.
They loved you. So you deal with a lot of rejection, a lot of we will call, set up the appointment. Sometimes you can sell the whole deal over the phone, but sometimes you have to, but other times you'd be out in the field meeting with the business face to face.
Ooh, called a hybrid role. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a hybrid role. Yes. And I remember I had 1 month where I sold something earlier in the month. It was a small deal. I think the number was 1,200. Let's say I sold like 300. And then it was coming to the end of the month. And dude was like putting the pressure on me, like I was trying to fire me. And I'm like, man, like there's other guys. There was another dude there who didn't sell anything. He'd been there like a whole year, didn't sell anything.
Right. Well,
And
that place was high turnover unless you knew the right people.
Right. So I'm like, who does he know? But so I ended up that month pulling like a miracle deal that was like 900 or something. So I ended up hitting my number. And
Yeah.
then like I got a cold again the next couple of weeks, and like just kept putting the pressure on me. So then I'm like, all right, man, like everyone knows how sales is. As soon as I feel like I'm not being treated fairly, it's time to get out of there.
Right.
I don't
That can
even-
happen
I don't
real
even-
quick.
I don't even care to find out the reason why. Who knows who? I really don't care. Once I feel like that, that's just a feeling I don't like. But Drew, you were doing good. How long did you stay there?
Man, I was there for 2 years, but again,
Years.
you have to understand the sales cycle. So, I was probably doing good for maybe a year and a half. And those last 6 months, those last 6 months is where you're like, oh man, should I still be here? Am I about to get fired? Should I need to get out of here? There's definitely a peak, and it's like, how long can you ride that peak?
Right.
Man, yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's-
you're only as good as your last deal.
so is it
Right,
safe to
especially
say,
there.
Is it safe to say in sales, right? We all big time experience in sales. Is it safe to say the end? You know the end before the end? Like it's like I seen this picture before.
Oh,
I know what's getting ready to happen. Like
Right. Especially there, they had it set up where you got high commissions, And they made it sound like, this MRR, the monthly recurring revenue that you had to attain each month wasn't that high. But when you're out there banging on doors asking these business owners to spend $1,300 a month with you,
Yeah.
you have to have a major pipeline or a large following in order to achieve
Yeah.
that. Or you have to get
Yeah.
those miracle deals that are like $5,600 a month that covers you for half a year.
You're right.
So
Right.
so do you guys know like the like because you guys sold the SEO, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
SEO, SEM,
Yeah.
yeah, all the whole gambit,
All
the
right.
full stack.
So did you guys know like what was like did you guys know the packages? Like, okay, this is what's involved with this package, this is how much this costs. You guys know all the ins and outs of that, or did you guys just have a product that you didn't know really the ins and outs about and you were forced to go type of sales like that? Or did they teach you actually what's everything involved with SEO, for instance?
Yes, they did. They would have classes, and it was like up to us of how much we were going to learn and how
Right.
much we use that into ourselves. But
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
a lot of people, they did have courses and things of that nature for us.
Cool.
Right. Right. And obviously, Drew learned a lot because he learned enough to start his own marketing business. So
Yeah,
that's
shit,
that's
that's
great.
the industry I wanted to be in. So even after that, I went to work for the Cincinnati Enquirer or the USA Today, and
Okay.
I was doing pretty much the same thing there. Just instead of it being the phone book, it was the newspaper, and we were transitioning people to
Okay.
digital products that way.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh man,
Gotcha.
this show is
Okay.
amazing, man. We've made so many connects and met so many people, and it's like every week that we talk is like I meet someone at a project that I'm working on. Like I need to talk with them. I need to pick their brain.
Yeah.
So this is
Right.
actually amazing. So Joe, definitely when we get off air, love to exchange contacts, so and definitely pick your brain. There's just a lot of questions that I have that I need answers to. And maybe I can show you what I'm going on, and maybe you can find a place where you can fit in and ride this wave. So it's gonna be
I'm always
Yeah.
down to help because again, the more people you help, the more your network grows. So no, I'm always
Right.
open to that. And Leland, I didn't know you were doing the part-time thing with selling appointments. I might
Yeah.
need to get in contact with you too.
Okay. Hey man. Hey. Yo, our boss, he loves me, man. He
yeah.
loves both
Okay.
of us.
Say,
Yeah. He loves.
say it
No, I
again.
might
Listen,
need you
say
guys
that
to
word
make some
again, bro.
appointments for me.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well.
Say that word again.
Okay.
Hard for me to get that word, bro.
Boss.
Uh,
Yeah. You're not the boss.
uh,
You're not the boss,
No,
man.
I want you guys instead of help.
But I
Coming
know. I
together
know
and
what you're
set
saying.
appointment. Yeah, help
I know
me
what you're
out.
saying.
yeah, don't know,
Set up
got it.
some.
But
So,
uh,
so you're selling appointments, but you're using the service to buy appointments for you to sell appointments to
Me
people.
right now, I'm using my personal network. If you get into
Okay.
insurance, they say use your family friends first, grow it
Sure.
out from there. And I got my website up, I got my profiles together, things of that nature. I have a content schedule that I'm gonna start adhering to, and then I'm gonna start picking up the phone, going after people.
Got you. Got
we
you.
definitely
All
got to
right,
talk,
man.
Drew. Absolutely, definitely got
Yeah,
to talk.
you
Yeah.
want to have that presence out there before you should start picking up the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Todd has a bunch of businesses going, and
Tell me about
business
them.
going.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things that I definitely do, what I really want to talk to you about is some like marketing. Do so digital marketing, graphic design, all of that kind of stuff. So I built websites, logos, custom animation logos. I work really hard with elbow grease, but so we still trying to figure that out how to operate OBS, including it all. But yeah, I built websites. I am a life coach. I wrote a book. I'm a published author. The book is called Ten Commandments to Self Preservation, and it's you can find it on
Nice.
yeah, thanks man. You can find it on Amazon. I'm actually in the middle of starting a nonprofit called IMIF, and IMIF is called IMIF stands for I Made It Far. I made it for a reason. So FAR is an acronym for a reason, FAR, and
Like that.
we're doing a lot of big things, man. Working with the deputy chief of police and working on bridging the gap between police and the community. So that's really, really big. We're going to have a huge event coming up in September, early part of September, where we're going to meet with some higher officials and law enforcement and try to put a program to them so they can see better ways and things that how we can as a community and all hold each other accountable and improve ourselves where we are now. So I'm really excited
That's
about
a
that
big
project.
that's a big weight to put on your shoulders, man. Congratulations on that.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. So actually, when we wrap up today, I'm actually going to I have to start building the PowerPoint on death notification. So that's actually one of my big things now. We're actually working on um, death notifications, and as you can see, this is like some of the articles that I'm reading. Death notifications. The FBI actually did a program with Penn State University talking about death notifications. So, and this is part of
Death. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, what
Death.
are
death.
Like obituaries.
Death notification. So what that means is officers don't get the proper training when they have to deliver the news to a family member that a loved one has passed away.
Oh.
So, and
uh
yeah, and
Oh.
studies show, especially with IMIF, I made it for a reason because me also being a life coach, I deal with people that's dealing with grief. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I too am human, and I've dealt with grieving people. You know
Right.
what I mean? So what happens is study shows that just the mere notification alone, very first time you find out that you're way can make or break your recovery from that grieving process. You know, it can set
Mm.
you up for
mm,
failure or it can set you up for success. It has a huge, just how you were told about it has a huge effect in how you will handle, how you will go through your grieving process. So it's very, very important that um especially the officers whose jobs that are involving this, that has to do this,
Right.
have the proper training in doing that. Because there's all kind of reactions that you can get. I did a role play a few days ago. You where I was the angry black person. You know what I mean? And as an officer, you can get extremely defensive. Walk into a house you don't know, you have bad news, and you're trying to tell someone when you already have a stigma about you being an officer. You know what I mean? So,
hmm
and then you have this bad news that you have to tell. And then a lot of times the officers coming in to deliver that news, they do not have all the information. They don't have all the pieces of the puzzle. So imagine trying to deliver a story of that magnitude and do not know all the pieces to the puzzle, and you're telling someone half a story, but all I do know is that your loved one is not coming home tonight. So that's heavy. So you can get all kind of ranges of reactions.
Mm.
So it's important that, again, that's why this whole process and this whole project is super huge, because we have to begin to prepare these officers for a wide range of emotions that they will be facing, because other people's lives are literally at stake. Especially
right.
it's a
Wow.
everything's connected. You figure, someone loses a loved one, and then they don't get that news the right way, then they go to drinking, and they go to domestic violence, and how many other people's lives do they put at risk or in danger, including their own lives? You know what I mean? Just because of this one moment in their life.
Well, that brings up the whole idea of redistributing funds for the police. Like, should the police even be the ones
Mm.
handling something like
Right.
that?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we have a social worker going out there that's gone to college for something like
Yeah,
that to handle
Good
grief?
point.
yeah, and
Because if
that's
it's
that's
if it's that if it's that big of a deal with a death notification, I would rather have a trained professional out there
Yeah,
with me.
yeah, and that's the truth. So that's why we're meeting with licensed counselors and therapists right now that's actually helping us. And shout out to Felicia Williams, and she's she is the prominent figure in this group, and I thank her for inviting me to be a part of this project, and it's really, really huge. So that's actually who I'm working with later. Um, uh, but we're actually meeting with licensed psychiatrists and counselors to help put this program together, so that it is put together as airtight and as strong as possible as it could be. Me being a life coach, that's one thing, you know what I mean? But to actually have a doctor involved with this program, helping to build these fundamental steps, huge, really, really.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people don't even think about. You know. And another group that has to deliver bad news, like is the military,
Right,
when they have to tell someone that their loved one
right.
who was away. You know, it's just always a quiet fear that's always in the back of your head. and we have to deliver that news. That's got to be.
Oh,
Yeah, I would have rather have someone who's trained, and yeah, the public would benefit from having someone who's trained to deliver that the right way.
right.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we just working on training up those officers, and the crazy part is, working hand in hand with them, knowing that an officer never knows when he has to do that notification. There's not like a
yeah,
set. Okay, you
right,
are the bad news. You're the death delivery. Like
right,
there's not a set officer for that. It could be anyone on call that have to go out to give that news. You know what I mean? So
wow,
maybe that's something that needs to change, where you have
yeah,
a select officer each shift that's responsible for that. You know what I mean? That way we know that they're adequately trained. You know what I mean? So
That
right,
would be a great first start. Yeah. First
for
step.
sure, for
absolutely. So
sure.
this thing is
And then
huge,
and then
man.
later see if an officer is even yeah, like Drew was saying, I don't even think an officer is even appropriate for that job. At least
I'm not trying
not
to say
every officer.
I'm not trying to say defund the police, but redistribute some
Yeah.
Yeah,
funds.
Yeah.
add to the police, whatever you want to call
Right.
it. Yeah,
Reconfigure.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
So
speaking of training, so Drew, who taught you how to work?
Um, this sounds cliche. I would say it takes a village, man. I knew that was the topic tonight. I actually had to think about it.
Yeah.
I can go cliche and say my parents too.
Go ahead, give them your props.
I even thought about some quotes that they even had said to me.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's
it was
it.
it was real quick. Well, it's something my dad always said to me, even when I was going through college and I had to like retake a class, or if I didn't do something right the first time. He just says, if you train hard and do it right the first time, it saves you from having to do it a second time.
That's
That's good.
So
heavy.
and even to my wrestling coach, he even says, the definition of luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Whoa. There you
So
go.
Let's say that one more time for the people in the back.
for the people in back, people always say they want to be lucky, but it's when preparation meets opportunity. If you're prepared for that moment and the opportunity comes, that's when
Right.
everybody else will say that you were really lucky.
Yeah.
So do you believe in luck?
I believe in luck is a manifestation of where we are and the actions that we take. So yeah, I guess,
So is it just a matter of being prepared? It's a matter
Yeah.
like being lucky and having something magical happen is not really a reality. It's just that you were prepared for the moment when most aren't.
Right. Yeah. There's a reason why there's a person that always gets 100% on the test, because they were the most prepared. And
Right.
life is just a test itself. What steps are you taking to be prepared for that? I guess I don't know. I can get philosophical with you.
Yeah.
And the pop
definitely.
quiz.
Listen,
The
go
person gets 100 on the pop quiz.
go
Right.
philosophical. Cleveland would tell you
That's
we
good
always
one.
go philosophical.
It always goes. It
happens.
always gets down to that.
Okay.
That's the thing with this show, man. It always comes down to it goes to philosophical level, then it goes down to a spiritual level. Because
Right.
work is what we do. If you see a colony of ants, they're working. You drop a goldfish in water, it's working. So yeah, it's down to the soul, and that's how it gets. So I'm not surprised at all.
Man,
Well, I
don't
would also
work.
say it's a matter. I would also say it's a matter of the direction that you put that focus in.
Yeah.
Because, like my mom, she always taught me about manifestation. Like if you want that car when you turn 16, believe you're gonna get that car when you turn 16, right?
Mm,
It might not be the car you want, but you might get something.
right.
Okay.
So, and I feel like if you manifest, you start doing those steps on a daily basis to meet that goal.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Ty talks about manifestation a lot.
Nice.
I'm a big component in that. Listen, man. Listen. Yeah, I said I wasn't gonna preach tonight, but okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah,
Listen.
yeah.
So if we have the ability, if I told the child, hey, you know what? You know how you told me you wanted that Xbox? All you got to do to me, right? Tell me you want it, and you'll have it. Right? That's all you got to do. Tell me you want. I tell my son, if you want something, let me know. I tell my daughter, if you want something, let me know. Okay. So if a child can go to a parent, right, and we right, say that we strive ourselves on being good parents, being able to provide, right? So when your child comes to you and says, "Daddy, I need this," or "Mommy, I need this," boom, you make it happen, right? They spoke it, and then it manifested. No matter what you had to do as a parent, no matter how many jobs you had to work, no matter how many nights you didn't sleep, whatever the case may be, that child spoke it, and it came in and just manifested itself, right? Now, me being an adult, right, knowing who my father is, right, understanding who my ultimate father is, if he tells me, "Hey, listen, if you want it, just come tell me, son," I have to believe that it will come, because he says, "Speak, tell me you want it," and boom, it'll get there. So
Mm.
and there might be some things that you have to do with it. Like my son might say, "Hey, listen, I want a gaming laptop." Okay, son, look, I need you to go get an A on this next test, and you're gonna have it. But you spoke it,
Right.
and because you spoke it, therefore now I have the opportunity to manifest it. I have the opportunity to bring it about. But he has to first speak it. He had to see it in his head. He had to believe in himself enough that
Mm.
he could come to me and ask me that was a tangible question. He had to believe that this is not too far out of grips. I could,
Right.
you know what? I could really go to my dad and ask this, and I got a real good chance. He didn't come to me and ask, "Hey, Daddy, I want a horse in the back house." Don't have a horse. We don't have a house that can have a horse. He didn't come to see, "Daddy, I want a Lamborghini." Well, he said, "I want a Lamborghini," but he just playing. But but he said,
Right.
he didn't come to me and say, "Hey, Daddy, I want a Lamborghini right now in the driveway," because he's not old enough to drive. But when he came to me with a tangible question, a tangible request that he put in his mind first, and that's huge. That if you can
Mm.
think it, if you can even think it, then it can be said. And if it can be said, then it can be brought to life. That's how I see it, because the power of life and death lies in what? The tongue.
That's
The
all.
tongue.
They
The
say closed mouths don't get fed.
closed mouths don't get fed.
That's
You
all.
understand what I'm saying? So if
You have not
because you
because you
ask not,
asked not.
and that's it. I mean, my people die daily from lack of knowledge. Again, because I have the knowledge that I can process, I can put these thoughts in my head. You have the knowledge and the power process of business, right? You have the
Hmm.
power to do that, Drew. So
Hmm.
because you have the power and the knowledge to do that, you then can think it and see how it looks. Now, once you're able to see how it looks, you can then speak exactly what you want and put it out there. And now that you're able to put it out there because you had the knowledge to know how to put it together, to ask the question the right way, right?
I want to make sure that we stress the fact that once you put it out there, though, you have to be willing to listen. You have to be able to listen and say, like, is this the path I need to go down, or this one,
Mm.
and be listening to the signs that are given to you
Yeah,
almost.
that's huge,
Hmm.
because that's
So
part of that. There's some things you're going to have to do. Like if we bring it back to the parallel of my son asking for a gaming laptop, that's like, okay, son, I need you to get through. I need you to get straight A's this market period, and then you got it. That's listening, right? That's me. That's
right.
him receiving. Okay, God, my foot. This is the direction and the path I need to go in order for me to get what it is that I'm trying to allow to be manifested. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then the problem is we can't. The problem is with this world sometimes, and us as even human beings and men and women, right? That we can get the answer, know what to do, and to the parallel of my son, get an A and one B, right? Get an A and one B, and don't get
Yeah.
the gaming laptop, and now it's everybody else's fault.
Oh
It's
yeah.
everybody else's fault why
Right.
you don't have it. It's everybody else's fault why you didn't. Everybody else's fault why you didn't get the gaming laptop. No, you missed the step. It,
Hmm.
it, it was plain. It's simple. Do what you need to do. If you're listening, like you said, if you're listening and willing to receive instruction. We had a
Yeah.
meeting today
Take
about that gig,
instructions.
right? Then we had a
Yeah.
meeting, right? The owners of the company, right? Owners of the company wrote a script out, right? The script, as far as the sales aspect, is solid. It's a solid script. It's a solid fundamental script that if you follow this thing to the T, you have a high probability of closing the sale or making an appointment, should I say, right?
Right.
Follow the script. Problem is sometimes we don't like to instruction. We
Mhm.
don't accept instruction. You know
That's
what I mean?
correct.
We try
Yeah.
to add variables. There's no need to add
Oh
variables.
yeah. And extras doing too much.
Well, as we
Doing
get
too
older, man,
much.
there's more noise as we get older. So, I
Yeah.
feel like it's harder to listen sometimes. But maybe I
Yeah.
might be putting too much, weight on that. As you say, it might just be easy as just saying get some A's and you'll get what you want.
Yeah, when you get the formula, you gotta
Yeah,
follow it. And this is so many times. I know I've been guilty of it where it's like, you know what? I don't feel like doing that. Or you know what? It might be better if I just, remix it a little. I had success doing it the way that was already planned out, but if I remix it and you flip it here, but then that's why I love this gig we're doing. I don't know how long we're doing. I
right.
don't know how much longer. I've been saying it's going to be my last day for a while.
Yeah. Definitely.
But it's a good exercise, especially in the morning,
Yes.
where you just get shut down. Boom, 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 boom. And I got the script. It's right here, one
Get
page.
that resilience
Yeah.
up in the morning.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
it's a one-page script.
That's all it is.
A one-page script. Real. I mean, really, a lot of people in their first week book a lot of appointments and then they fall off. That's the cycle I'm in. So my second week I kind of fell off, and then now I'm booking more appointments.
Because you thought
And then
you were in that sophomore period where you thought you knew more than
That's
what
it.
you really
Go ahead,
did.
Drew.
doing
Yep.
too
Go
much.
ahead, Drew.
Doing too
Doing
much.
too
Yeah,
much.
complete that.
You think you know it all
Yeah.
now. You figured it out. You got a couple sales. Got a couple
I'm
appointments.
victim of that too.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
Listen, we
Just-
all guilty of it because what happens is we get a little comfortable. We get a little comfortable and we get laxy daisy because it's cool. I got it. I ain't worried about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. And I keep it right. I keep it right here. I'm in between my phone calls. This what I'm reading.
Uh-huh.
It's no game. It's no game because you gotta stay up. You gotta stay in the mindset. You gotta stay right because, like Drew said, it's a lot of noise out there.
Right.
I'm sitting in front of two 32-inch screens. I could do 10 things on this one side and 10 things on this side. So
Right.
there's a lot of noise. I could not be really focused. I could be spending 4 hours and not really focusing on this calling thing. I got this. I got a good memory, so I know the script by heart now. I could just once I hear do just say it, and then be watching Netflix or something else. You know what I mean?
But don't forget to listen, man. That's the thing. You gotta remember to listen.
That's the thing.
You gotta
That's the
listen to
thing.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, if you could get them talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's real,
Tell you, Drew, this gig
listen.
is hard. And if you need a kick in the nuts, just sign up for this one.
Sign up for it. Seriously, if you need a reality check, if you think that if you're getting comfortable where you are, right? You say, all right, I'm cool. I got everything straight. I got everything solid. I'm just gonna ride this wave till my next season come in, right? Because we know life happens in seasons, right? You got good seasons, you got bad seasons, you got peaks, you got valleys. We know that, right? So sometimes we get right in the middle of a bad valley, a high valley, and a low valley, and we just ride it out. We get comfortable. If you're getting comfortable, you should grab this job. You should get this gig.
Just stretching somewhat. Yeah. It don't have to be this, but yeah, you got to make sure that you're stretching,
Right.
and that's what this thing does. At least for me right now in this season. Ty, give me just one person who kind of taught you how to work.
Taught me how to work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say. It might sound cliche, but it's true. My mother.
Yeah.
My mother.
Absolutely.
My mother taught me how to. She taught me that sacrifices don't always look glamorous. Sacrifices are not always praised. We in this entertainment world where we watch movies and we watch TV shows, and the guy sacrifices his life because he runs and he jumps on top of the grenade, and he gets a Purple Heart, and his posters put on the wall, and his family get paid millions of dollars, and that's what we see when a person makes a sacrifice, right? And what happens is far too often when we're young in our baby phase and our immature phase, and we'll make a sacrifice, we don't get that type of feedback from that sacrifice. And then at that point, we're gunshot on sacrifice. Say for what? Nothing's gonna come from
Well,
it.
not
Right.
everybody gets to be a martyr, so you have to sacrifice without the expectation of receiving.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is it, Drew. That's the problem. Society has put an expectation on sacrifice. You know what I mean? And sometimes you gotta be willing just to give it up just because that's what's required of you. Nothing more or nothing less. And that's what my
Yeah.
mother taught me how to work. She taught me that sometimes you just gotta give it up. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice, and you're not gonna be praised for your sacrifice all the time. My mother
hmm
was going to be a state trooper. All right.
Hmm.
Took the
Okay.
test, passed the test, everything like that. Then she ended up conceiving me, right?
Okay.
Put the plans on the back hold, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So she got herself together, got back in shape, took the test again to become a state
Mm.
trooper. My sister
Mm.
came,
Mm.
right? So this time, she gave us some time to grow, got back in shape, took the physical test again, passed it with flying colors again after 2 kids, right?
Wow.
To be a
Nice.
state trooper. When it came time to understanding what was going to be required for her to work as a new candidate, as a new cadet, and being a state trooper, she realized that she wasn't going to be able to put the time into her own kids. That essentially someone else will be raising your kids because you're working so.
Mm.
So she then sacrificed to take a job that was probably paying $30,000 less a year
hmm
just to be able to put the time in with us. So to me, and then to watch her work that much and have to work sometimes 2 jobs or doing whatever job she had to do, to me, that taught me that sacrifice sometimes as a kid, we can't say, "Oh, mom, thank you for doing that for us," because we don't understand it. But she was
hmm
willing to make that sacrifice without the praise, knowing that the sacrifice in itself, greater than what it looked like at time, at present. So that's who taught me how to work. That's one of the first people that taught me how to work. I've had a huge field of knowledge and people, investing into me jewels and teaching me and teaching me so many different things in life. One of the reasons why I'm able to be an entrepreneur of so many different things, because so many people have invested into me. They poured into me. You know what I mean? And but first and foremost, my mother, and I thank her and I praise her
Yeah.
every day for it. I really do.
Great. Great. And I have a paper. I don't want people to think, oh, they just said their mom's a loser. I want to mention my mom too. I don't want people to say that. But
Mothers are a big deal, man.
yeah. She, my mother, she came up in the corporate world for as long as I remember. And I saw her and I heard she would come home and tell these great stories. It still does about her coworkers. They're so vivid stories, and I feel like
Right.
I know what they look like and know who they are. But and I sometimes never meet these people, or maybe at Christmas party or something. I do eventually meet these people. But she was a worker bee, supervisor, director, and I learned all these great stories, which I hold today. Even today in the interview, I talked to who I went to the interview, got the job. I was saying, on my resume, you can see I have had jobs in Cincinnati and Philadelphia, and coming back to Cincinnati. So I'm like, how do I tell this story? And she just told me,
Right.
you don't gotta say nothing. You're qualified for the work. You talk about what you're qualified for, and you're gonna say no. And that was the greatest advice. Went into the interview, and the manager was just talking. I could tell in the first 5 minutes I had the job. So at that point, I just kind of, nodded, shared a couple stories, just to show that I'm competent, and that was it. But I mean, dealing with how she dealt with coworkers, her bosses, clients, insurance company. A lot of these stories are deep in the back of my head, and I don't even remember. Um, one funny quote that I can think of is she told me, when you call out sick, make sure you take 2 days because no one's just really sick for one day.
Right. Or if you call off sick, it's always on a Friday. You know, get that 3-day weekend.
Yeah, take 2 days.
Yeah.
Then people are like, oh man, he was real sick. Yeah, he was out. So that was just one. There's way more valuable stories than that. But
Right.
yeah, I definitely have to give my mom a shout out there.
Cool. That's cool.
You mentioned, I think Ty mentioned something. Well, no, Drew mentioned something about like kind of like showing the perseverance, and I can think about a football coach that I had, and we had Ty, Coach Bass. I will say,
Coach Basil. Coach
how
Basil.
you gonna respond?
That's it.
Fourth quarter,
Right.
your nose in the dirt. How you gonna respond?
How you gonna respond?
What was it
Get some
for?
football cliches there. I hear you.
Oh yeah. He had great
How were you
great
going
pregame
to
speeches.
respond?
But that was
Oh, man.
that's huge.
Think about
and that's
that.
something that I follow. I've hit some pretty big pitfalls, and some recently. You know, some people, some things that people would just crumble over, health wise, divorce, like. But it's all about how you're gonna respond.
How you gonna get back up and handle that? Yeah.
You gonna piss and moan, or you gonna do something?
You're gonna
about
do something about it.
Pain's
Shout out
only
to-
temporary.
yeah, Coach Bass.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Funny how
Drew, you're a baller, right?
Yeah, I play football, but I blocked that part of my life out because my senior year we didn't win a single game.
Oh, you were
That's-
over?
Oh yeah, that's how I responded, man. Oh, I just blocked that out of my mind.
Keep it moving.
Right.
Oh man. I thought I saw. Did you post like some kind of tape or something? You played linebacker. I feel like I saw some.
First string linebacker, second string running back. Yeah, we had some talented kids. Just some.
Yeah, I
Man,
think
I
I
can
saw
go
a
a long
highlight tape.
story.
of yours.
I can go on a long story about a Levy not passing, getting the coach that we didn't want. It's a whole thing, man.
Oh man.
Man, kids' futures were changed. Let me put it that way.
Look, the team we played for. Now, we were historically Sosa,
Okay,
suspect.
I would live to be historically so.
So my senior year, we started off 3-1, like running the division. We thought we were going places, name in the paper and all that, and then we finished 5-6. I think we just ran a really hard training camp.
Yeah.
And then people just start getting hurt left and right.
Got dark. It got dark quick.
Yeah.
Y'all did that Alabama training camp. Y'all in peak
That
condition.
Bear Bryant, yeah. It was,
And then you get drafted. You got to sit out that first year.
yeah, exactly.
It got dark really, 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 really quick. Started off great. It was a heck of a heck of a ride, man.
Yeah.
It started off. Man, let down. We had a great team though. We had a great team, bro.
I learned a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like football is one of those sports that can really teach you character. Because it's not like basketball where you have so many games, back to back to back to games. You got one game a week, and we started off hot, and then we can't seem to win a game. Like, what happened?
Right. Yeah.
That's real character building right there. What are you gonna do after that?
Right. And practice. That was way more intense than the games. Especially when I had to block somebody like come on, man. Like, by the time I get to the game, it's like this is light work. Get this dude out of here.
Oh damn.
Man, we had a blast. We had a blast, bro. We had a blast, man. Had a blast.
For me, it was more so at my school. It was more so wrestling.
Yeah, you were a great wrestler, right?
I would say I was great, but we had great wrestlers on our team. I would get second place, third place at tournaments, but we had some people on my team that was getting first place, never losing a match, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So who else you got on your list? People that influence.
Actually, I feel like now at this age, it's more about the people I surround myself with.
Yeah.
You're the summation of the 5 people you surround yourself with, because you had everything that you were taught by your parents, by sports, things of that nature. But now we're adults.
Yeah.
I think we're all 30 plus on this phone on this call right now. So
Yep.
I feel like it's just about the decisions we make now about who you decide to spend your time with, because we don't got that much time in your day.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. There's a dude we work with that he gave me some games for selling. His name's Byron. Remember Byron?
Oh, Byron.
Dude was
Yeah.
cold. One of the best people I heard on the phone because
Yeah.
he would say the same. His process was so you could tell where he was in the sales call because our sales calls would take about an hour, right? To go through the whole presentation and close the deal, take about an hour. You could tell. You could walk in and you go, oh, okay, he's probably 35 minutes in right now because he's boom right where he is.
Right. He never let the customers ramble. Like they would say what they needed to say, but he would take control and move on.
It was cold.
ABC always be closing, huh?
He had our same job, but he had like 5 kids that he was paying for college with that job.
True. That's one thing as salespeople. When there's more financial pressure, you see them just take it to a whole nother level. It's always the guy with, paying alimony, child support, and supporting 3 kids. That's just on the top of the leaderboard.
Exactly. Another example, when I was at the USA Today, there's this kid, Ian Soul. He was younger than me. He had a baby right out of college. Now he has some of the largest accounts at the Cincinnati Enquirer. And he had 20% to put down on a big ass house for him and his wife that doesn't work. I'm like, something about having a kid, having somebody to be responsible, just pushes you in the ass.
It does, man.
Yeah,
It does. Yeah. It did for me. I tell you that much. It did for me. You got another life you're responsible for, man. That's serious. That's serious. You look into these innocent eyes. They bubbly and daddy, but oh man, it does something to you, man. It really do.
Is it even different from having like your wife, significant other that you guys are this team and I know how it is. You don't want to let your wife down, but
I bet it would be the same because we don't have kids yet. But when we first left college, left Ball State, came back, I had a job. She didn't have a job because she was looking at different hospitals to work at. And, I thought I could afford this rent that I realized later I couldn't really afford, It's either like rent or groceries type of thing. But then you start working a little bit harder so you can meet those basic needs, right? Then she finally got a job and then we got the ball rolling and everything.
I mean, to me, maybe I'm a little bit more ruthless, but to me, it was a big difference. Because I'm like,
it was a whole nother level.
Yeah,
it was like a whole nother level.
I don't have kids, so I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Right, I believe it.
Because at the end, like, okay, you grown. Get up and get out and get it. It's like I can get up and get out and get it. This my little prick can't do nothing. Nothing she can do to help herself.
Right.
She can't feed herself. She can't go to the store to get some food. Even if we was on oodles and noodle budget money, she can't even go to the store to get the noodles. She can't make the hot water. Can't do. So there's nothing to do, or my sons nothing they can do. So for me, and you guys will see, and take it to a whole nother level because when you talking about solely dependent, my whole life existence dependent on you, man, that's a pressure. Like it's even little things like coming home. Like I got another gear I can get by getting home. Like if I need to get home because I need to get home to my kids. Like it's a whole nother gear. Like do not be in my way because I gotta get home to my kids. Like or you're not like that's not the nice tie. You like you know what I mean? Like
right.
We can
You're
go
trying
there.
to get somewhere.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It definitely do. I mean, and it doesn't do that for everybody. You know what I mean? It don't. Me, it took it to another level.
I respect that 100%.
So maybe
we got a segment called
another second color. Okay, so I'll say this.
No. I said I was going to go to the get it off your chest.
Oh
segment,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Maybe I say besides my mother who taught me how to work, my daughter, because my daughter's my firstborn. So my firstborn set the tone for my boys. You know what I mean? So, but I would say my daughter. That's another big one. You know what? Maybe my mother taught me as a child instilled the things as a man. My daughter taught me things as a man to make me a better father. And to me, being a man being a father supersedes being a man. So
Mhm.
although I'm grateful for what my mother instilled in me as a man, but the things that I had to learn and embrace being a father, because being a father was more important than being a man to me. I would say that my daughter and her needs and wants and everything like that taught me more how to work.
Mm, that's deep.
Fair.
That's
Different
deep.
reasons for work.
Right, right. Well, I have a quote from my father. He was he didn't come home and tell a whole lot of stories about the people. I would kind of he worked at the Pennsylvania Department of Welfare, so he was helping people throughout his whole career, and he was pretty much stayed in the same I guess division sort of post for a big part of his career. So I did hear about a lot of people, and I did meet some of his coworkers. But you know, he was always one of those people that was very consistent, and that's one thing I learned from him. And also, if I'm going to take on something, I had to complete it. That was another thing he taught me. And the one simple quote he gave is, "Don't halfway do stuff. You know,
Right.
you got to clean something. You got to completely clean it. You know, you can't halfway do it." Drew, you got anybody else on your list?
I just remember that one quote from a TV show. It says, "Never half-ass anything, always whole-ass it." Never mind. It's a quote from a random TV show.
And what show?
I think it was like Parks and Rec, but I haven't
okay,
seen that in years.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we got this segment. We'll close it out with it's get it off your chest. And yeah, this is Elbow Grease's platform where you can get it off your chest. Especially dealing with working people. There's lots of this maybe something annoying, something good. I'll start. So I've been for about a week and a half, maybe a strong 2 weeks. Since relocating to Cincinnati, I've been looking for a full-time work. So I know over this weekend, I applied out of 72 hours in the weekend. I know I applied to at least one job per hour through Indeed, ZipRecruiter, some kind of service. So this week I've just been getting a lot of emails, doing like 2 or 3 phone interviews before start with the work with the part-time job. Sometimes I even have to log out and take calls, do interviews. So I guess I had like a ranking when it came down to it of who I would really like to work for. And there was this software company that been great. I could work from home, getting into software. I know it can be lucrative. It was actually a company that sells leads. They have like a lead system.
Chili Piper?
No, what's the name? Already deleted it from my memory, man.
No worries. No worries.
Your senior year of football, man.
Right.
No. Seamlessly AI.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm very position. I was even willing to. It was an entry level sales job because they had two levels, entry level and like a mid level. And I said, hey, look, industry for me, and give me some time to learn. And the base salary wasn't bad. So plus I'm all about lowering my expenses. So great. So interview on the phone was cool. And I got the denial letter the next day. That's not a big deal. But in the email back, say, hey, look, just for my personal development, you let me know what you saw, what you didn't see that concerns you. And I actually close out all of my interviews with that same question. Hey, is there any reason why you would think Leland would not be a good fit here? Oh, no, great, yeah. So she didn't reply. And it's been over 24 hours. And over the phone, you said I was great. You even said, okay, yeah, we'll keep your resume on file, keep in touch. Well, I can say, hey, give me some feedback. You give me no feedback. Come on, man.
That's probably the type of place you don't want to work at anyway, man.
Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, that's something I have to get off my chest. Give people feedback. I know if you're a recruiter, sometimes it's a hard gig.
Yeah.
They might have hired some guy who has experience, or maybe they felt like I had too much experience and they could get some college kid and mold them the way they want to. Whatever. Just tell me. Hey, look, you're next in line. There was somebody else that was just as good or just maybe a little bit better. Just tell me something. Yeah, you going ghost on me? What if I agreed to take the job and then I would ghost?
Right.
And then next thing you know, you try to call the number 2 guys like, hey, we didn't give you any feedback, but can you come in and work? So
Right.
yeah. So yeah, I think you're right. Maybe it's just not the type of company I want to work with.
You want to go, Drew?
Ty, you got it?
Or
Something for me to get off my chest.
yeah.
So me and my wife, we're currently packing up our apartment right now because we are getting ready to buy a house.
Nice.
Awesome.
Right.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you. The market rates are down. Had to go through that.
Yeah.
One thing I understand is necessary, but I feel violated with how much they have gone through my finances.
Listen.
They asked for all these documents. I found out all this money I saved was kind of not enough. I had to figure out how to make the difference. I'm like, man, I thought these thousands of dollars that you're told to save would be enough. I'm like, oh man, my heart's broken. But
Yeah.
we jumped through all the hoops. We're moving in this coming Saturday, not this week, but next week on the 15th.
Right.
Okay.
And but yeah, if you're ever buying a house, make sure that you have all your ducks in a row. Ask a ton of questions. Shop around. Make sure you get the best rates. It's just a hassle.
How many houses did you look at?
We were in the market for probably like a month and a half, so we probably looked like 6 houses. But
Oh, that's
let me
not
tell you-
bad. That's
but
not
let me-
bad.
So
Especially
let me
for a
tell you
married
this.
couple.
There's just one house that we looked at in Pleasant Ridge. It's the upcoming neighborhood
Yeah.
outside Cincinnati, outside of Oakley, right?
Uh-huh.
For those who know. And this house, it had 1 1/4 bathroom. That means the second floor had a bathroom and the basement had a toilet.
Quarterback.
Order.
Yeah. It was on the market for
Did it have a sink?
No, just had a toilet. 1 and 1/4
So what you
bathroom. The
supposed to
house
do?
was beautiful.
That's not a bathroom.
I
That's
know,
A quarter bathroom? Come on.
But the house was beautiful, fully redone, big backyard, fire pit, sun. I had a deck on the roof. It had a solarium. It was listed for $235, right? It had 39 offers on this one house. It sold for over $300,000.
Ooh, that
That's
quarter
the
bathroom.
market. That's the housing market.
They threw that quarter bathroom in there, and that went up.
They're gonna just
The
turn
price went-
quarter
They're gonna turn that into a
back.
shower, a walk-in shower. You don't need. You got the pipe. You got the pipes already. Water. So why just have a toilet in there? That's crazy.
I don't know, man. But
Hey,
the rest
man.
of the house was beautiful, though.
You can use the toilet and shower at the same time. Man. Just pull that string.
We all pee in the shower. You know that.
Yeah, you can pee in the shower for real.
So how do you wash your hands with? How do you wash your hands in?
You can't. You
Just
can't.
bottle hand sanitizer, bro. Come on.
Yeah, you know.
Or once you go flush it, right? Then you lift the toilet up. And
You
wash
got-
your hands inside
Oh, no.
That is
It's amazing the value. I was gonna say it's amazing the value we got just moving to a different neighborhood, though.
Okay.
Found a
You
different
got more-
neighborhood,
Got
way
bang
more
for
for
your
the
buck.
money. Way more.
Okay.
We got 3 bathrooms.
3 bathrooms.
There you
I know
go.
that's right.
There you go.
So when you go ahead this
Now it's
housewarming, man. Go ahead this housewarming.
Yeah, when the
gotta
house
come
warming.
show through.
Yeah.
I'm actually down for that. My wife, she's a travel nurse, right?
Oh,
So
nice.
she's actually gonna be in the house for like 5 days, and then she's going to New Orleans.
Wow.
So I'm kind of like, I can't decorate. You don't want me to really unpack the boxes.
Oh, yeah, you better not decorate.
She's
That
like,
house better look exactly the same.
Right.
I'm like, you gonna come back and just gonna be boxes.
Right.
Right. Yep.
So it'll be a little bit, probably like November, but we'll have some.
All right.
It's gonna be some boxes and an Xbox.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Right. Listen. Hey, look,
That's the
Leland
first thing to
make
do is set up a TV and an Xbox.
Leland is upset about this Xbox. Okay, we talked about this Xbox
I'm not.
earlier.
Yo,
I
I'm
would be.
so
I would be.
Go PC, bro. Go PC.
yo. I've gotten so much more done. With leaving. In case you missed that part of the story, in the divorce I just left, I left the Xbox in the house with the kids.
You know how bad
I-
it gotta be? Leave his Xbox.
Didn't even
That's how you
log.
know it's real.
I'm still paying the Xbox Live account. Go ahead.
For
Play
the
all the
kids, man.
Minecraft you want.
For the
Play all the
kids.
Minecraft you want. But I've been so much productive because I haven't had my hands on the Xbox controller, man.
I got a PS4 and I swear I don't even use it, man.
Yeah,
I don't
I
even
need
play.
to start using it.
I got an Xbox. I rarely play. Like I might have like these 2 day stretches where like I'll play, and it's like
Right. Same here.
and then after that it's like I'm so stuck at this desk. There's days I don't come out from out this desk. Like you know what I mean? It's literally get up, go to the desk, get up, go to sleep, get up, go to the desk, get up, go to sleep. I'm stuck at this desk for days sometimes. Horrible. But
Right. Right.
100%. I get up, because I have like my living room, desk, office is the same, and my kitchen's like right over here. So I'm literally like in the same room all day, and I got my 2 dogs over here that I gotta get up and get out. So I get that little cabin fever going on.
Right. Yeah, I see you walking your dogs in the park, working
You see
out
me?
on that ground. Yeah, I see you on the ground. I like everything. I'm one of
Oh,
those
on
people.
Instagram.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
That's it. That's real life now.
I'm like in person. I'm
was
like, why are
there.
you not saying hi?
No, I was there.
I
It's
used to be like,
Instagram.
hey, yo, Drew. Hey, how you doing?
You said, wait, you saw me?
Yeah.
You didn't speak? He was about to grind you
Yeah,
up, bro. He was about to grind
I
you
hit the
up.
like button. Yeah.
Yeah, that is real life now. You're right. Work
Yeah,
from
yeah.
I
home.
waved. You
Right.
didn't see the wave? I waved to you.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I'll do the wave in the comments. Yeah, with the black hand, I'll just do the wave.
Right.
Yeah.
I got all my emojis situated with the color. I was like, I ain't fucking
Exactly.
around with that.
Yo, all right, so I got a question though, because we was in the group chat for Slack, right? And of course,
Yeah.
I think there's one other black guy in our group, right? So we're talking, everybody's commenting. So we put in the pound and the thumbs up and all of that. I'm
Okay.
like, am I being a dick if I put the black hand, like just to let you guys know, like I'm
No.
black, like this is the black hand, and then they put the white hand like that. To me, I was like, okay, you go with the basic emoji because it's yellow, it's not white, it's not like it's not black,
Yeah.
it's yellow, it's not white or black. But
I didn't know in Slack you could change the color because I thought it was just stuck with the yellow. So
no, I think in the
or on the phone,
on the
can you change
phone,
it?
yeah, on the phone you can
Yeah. Okay.
on the phone,
Okay.
and then I think on
Okay.
on Mac you can bring up to keep up the emojis when I'm typing on the computer too.
Got you.
Yeah, but for me, get it off my chest.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I got a couple things I need to get off my chest, but I'm just gonna pick one today. Um,
Okay.
when you ask someone to do something, it takes literally 5 seconds to do, and they take 5 years to do it. And then when they ask you to do it, you do it right away, no problem. Hey, thanks, no problem. I got it. Da 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 da. Cool, helping me, right? And then then the time comes around when you ask them to do something, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Sure, no problem, I'll do it. Now, if my thing is, if you didn't want to do it, just say you didn't want to do it, right? If it was gonna take some time to do it, just say, okay, cool, I'll do it. It's gonna take me some time. I don't know when, but I'll get it done. But don't say, oh yeah,
Communicate.
cool beans, I'll get it, I'll got it done, I'll get it right to you, no problem. All right, man, I really need it. I really need it. I appreciate it, but I really need it. Thank you. All right, cool, yeah, I got it. No call. Never come.
Mm.
Call. Don't pick up. Text. Don't respond. I clearly see that you read it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The ghost. Oh
The
man.
ghost text is horrible. Then, a couple days later, you get the phone call. Hey, I was calling you. But
No.
You just gotta move on, man. If it's a customer, you just gotta move on. But if it's like a coworker, I don't know. But yeah.
you didn't call me, right? If the money was the issue, just tell me it's right. Or if you didn't want to do it, just say I don't want to. If you're still thinking about it, just say, hey, look, dope idea, might be cool, but
Right.
I'm not lay down next to it. You don't have to lie to me. You're not getting any brownie points.
Sounds like a good close to me.
This is not getting any. You're not getting to second base with me, or third, nor would you ever. Like you know what I mean? Like you don't have to do. It's okay. Say how you feel
Yeah.
and mean what you say and say what you mean. That's it. So yeah, get it off my chest. Say what you mean what you say.
Right.
Say what you say.
Yeah, say it.
Say it with your chest. Look in
Iron
that
my
mirror and
lion.
tell me what you see.
Right,
A badass mother that don't take from no one.
right.
uh, that was almost a great close. But Drew, I'm gonna let you get the last word. You sign off, and then me and Ty will end the show. So
Uh,
make sure you promote your business again. Get the name.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. I hope to be back sometime too to talk about some other subjects. You can always find me at my website, realdmt.com, which stands for Real Digital Marketing Team. We are a full stack marketing agency that can help you, reach your customers online.
Nice,
Cool. Do you have an
nice.
IG, Facebook, anything like that? Anybody can reach?
Instagram and Twitter is Real DMT Co for company. So just Real DMT Co.
All right, man. Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna take some clips of this and chop it up. So I'll make sure I tag you on it, and you can share so you people can see. Get
Perfect.
an idea of who they're working with. Sure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tyrone, we'll get together too. I'll friend request you on Facebook.
Yeah, send me. Yeah, definitely, bro. That is a definite. That is a definite. Needs to happen sooner rather than. And
Perfect.
if you
Yeah.
don't want to do it, just tell me you don't want to do it. Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna do
All
it.
right, bet. That's my man.
All right, Drew.
All right, Joe.
All
See
right.
you, man.
Peace,
Thanks for
guys.
coming. That was cool, man. That was cool. Drew's a good guy.
Great, bro. Great
Yeah.
guest. Cool dude. You could tell he's
Yeah.
very smart. Very smart.
Yes. Yeah. He was able to pick up, turn a sales job into a business for himself. He picked up skills because when you're especially a career salesperson, you learn a whole lot about. I know me. I've been in different industries, and security, and data management, and marketing, um, consumer goods. But when you can take something that you learn in all those industries, I had to learn deep into it to learn to be able to sell it.
Right.
But he learned deeper, and then learned, hey, well, I can, hop out there and sell it myself and get all of that. So I think I commend him on that. Yeah, that's a step that I really wasn't that passionate enough to take with that particular endeavor. But yeah, he's a great guy, smart guy, cool guy to work with too.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, man. That's cool, man. You
Yeah,
could. I'm really. It's good to see. Um. Not to go here, but it's good to see black men taking the step to becoming more than just an employee. You know what I mean? Say, listen, hey, if I'm good enough to work for this company, I'm good enough for them to pay me. I'm good enough. If, black men too, but just anybody. If you're good enough to be paid, you're good enough to do it. And if you're good enough to do it, then you're good enough to do it for yourself. You know what I mean?
hmm
Sometimes it's just an effort to figure out how you're able to do it for yourself and by yourself.
hmm
You know what I mean? And don't be afraid. And just look, just because you do take that step out and start trying to build something of your own, don't be afraid of the concept of a team. You and whoever else that you have, you can't do it all by yourself. You're going to need somebody else
hmm
because there's extra avenues inside of business of being an entrepreneur, building a brand. You're going to need people, okay? And the same very people that you may push off now because you finally decided to take a step on your own or out there on your own, you're going to need them at some point in time. Or even if you don't, it would have made your life so much. You know what I mean? But
hmm
if you're good enough to get paid, if you're good enough for someone to pay you, then you're good enough to do it. Period. That's industry standard. And I think people don't put enough value on themselves. Like their paycheck is more valuable than they are, and they don't
hmm
understand. Like your paycheck represents that you are industry standard. That's what that means.
hmm
You are at very least industry standard because they're paying you for your services, especially being a salesperson. You know what I mean? Especially in that field. If you're good enough to do it and get paid, then you're good enough to do it. Period. So maybe
hmm
try doing it for yourself. And I'm glad that Drew, really took those skills that he learned and he had enough faith in himself to see it, think it, see it, put it together,
Mm-hmm.
speak it, write it down, then make it happen. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
if you have a thought in your head, write it down. You know, my co-hosts, we talk about manifestation all the time. To me, when it's in my head, it's a thought, right? The moment I write it down on paper, that's when it became manifested. It's not manifested when it becomes its actual self. The first form of it being manifested into something physical is when you wrote it down on a piece of paper. Why? Because I
Mm-hmm.
can pick it up and I can hold it now. I can pick
Mm-hmm.
that piece of paper up. I can show it. I actually have a physical spectrum or realm of what I'm talking about. That's
Right.
manifestation in its infancy. So it's not that hard to actually make it manifest. We just sometimes make it a little harder than it has to be, or we don't have enough faith in ourselves or the people that God will put around us. You know, because He definitely does that. It's cool. I'm really glad to
Yeah.
see Drew do his thing.
Yeah. And businesses are a risk. You know, there is safety in being an employee because look, if I say something wrong, they can't sue me. You know, if someone can, but someone can, they might sue the owner of my business,
But
and then the owner might decide to fire me. But I'm not taking on that personal risk now. But when you decide to go in business for yourself, that's when you take on the risk, and you have to take the necessary um, protections, like the LLCs and that situation. But that's the difference between the salesperson, the employee,
right,
and the person that calls himself an entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is willing to take more risk than normal. Than the employee for sure. And again, it's good to see, he had enough confidence in himself
right.
to that he said, you know what, the risk does not outweigh what my vision is. So yeah, salute to him for sure. For sure.
Big time. Yep, that's what them
Yeah.
LLCs are there for. Limited liability.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Limited liability corporation.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
okay,
LLC. The limited liability corporation. Yep. That's it. Or
gotcha,
company. So
gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha. So, what's coming next for us next week? I'm sure we're gonna have another topic. Um, we had a great guest today. Um, the show, whether it's 100 guests, one guest, one day it might just be Ty get on this microphone and grind the mic for an hour. Who knows?
Yeah, who
So
knows?
yeah, I know with this topic we could have went on and on and on, just me and him. But it was great to have Drew with us. Um, we're working on getting this onto more platforms like iTunes and all of that,
Spotify.
Spotify, all of those, Tidal, all of that. Soon, yeah, you'll see Elbow Grease more and more. Ty's wearing the first prototype for the gear
Oh,
that will be releasing. I definitely want some work gear. I'm thinking of designing like a whole Elbow Grease hazmat suit, so something that just says work.
yeah.
You
It
know,
says where.
a painter's suit.
Yeah.
So the whole Dickie suit.
With the
So,
or the overalls.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
overalls, yeah. So
With a hard
we
hat.
got a lot of things coming
Be
up.
on the side of a hard hat. Lunch
For
pail.
sure. Right. See, yeah, we think nervous.
Your brain get the ticking. Yeah, man. But look, man, we are in store for a lot of good things coming down the pike. Again, it's the first prototype for the brand, for the gear, on the merchandise, and we appreciate you guys' patience. Last week, if you guys were on the YouTube channel last week, I want to formally apologize for the tech issues that we had. Again, this is something new for all of us, and we're learning every day, every week, every show. We're learning something new, and we really appreciate all the support that we've gotten along the way, and just keep it coming. Again, for me, please, if you like what you hear, if you like what you see, if you like the potential of what we could be, the future. Please hit like and subscribe, and make sure you share it on your page. Please share, share,
Mhm.
share, share. That just helps us keep this thing going. Stay tuned. We're going to be having some giveaways, shirts, masks, things of that nature. It is coming. We are literally closing the deals as the days go past. So today we had I had a great conversation, and we are very, very close to having a deal closed where we have a dedicated source, a producer for our gear and our merch. So stay tuned. It's going to be huge, and I'm really, really, really excited. Yep.
Yes. So it's time to close the show. Elbow grease. We out, and I'm going to quote my lovely grandmother, my late grandmother, when she told me, "I got to get up and meet the white man in the morning."
That's it, bro. That's it. All right, folks. I'm gonna close. We're gonna close out, and I'm gonna have the trailer go through, and then till next week, guys. Thanks.